What part did Parliament play in the religious settlement and how far there was a Catholic restoration?
Hi. Mary I was the Queen of England and Ireland from July 1553 until her death. Her executions of Protestants caused her opponents to call her Bloody Mary. To start off with, let's look at some of her siblings. Elizabeth I of England ruled after her, and Edward VI ruled before her. And her parents was Henry VIII of England and Catherine of Aragon. Mary is remembered for her restoration of Roman Catholicism after the short-lived Protestant reign of her half-brother. During her 5-year reign, she had over 280 religious dissenters burnt at the stake of Marian prosecution. So that's kind of how she got her name, by the 280 religious dissenters burnt. Her re-establishment of Roman Catholicism was reversed after death in 1558 by her younger sister and successor Elizabeth I. So she kind of brought everything back to Protestantism. So that's a bit of background information about her. And now let's go on to some of the Marian settlement, some of her main aims.
Mary's religious aims in a nice cloud. Number 1, determined to restore Catholicism to England. Number 2, return of supremacy of Rome. Number 3, enforce Catholic doctrine, e.g. transubstantiation. Number 4, defeat Protestant heresy. And number 5, build a relationship with Mary's mum's country, Spain.
Okay, firstly, we're going to talk about her restoration of Catholicism. So what did she do? She put many acts in place. The first one was the First Statute of Repeals, 1553, the first.
In a nice bubble.
Basically, what she done there, you can leave it on that. She reversed all the religious legislations passed in Edward's reign and restored Church of England to the position it was in the last year of Henry's reign. And so therefore she brought back the Act of 6 Articles and all of that. Okay, the First Statute of Repeal was passed in the same year Mary I succeeded the throne. The Statute of Repeal had one simple purpose, which was basically to undo all the religious legislations brought in during the reign of Edward VI. And basically he led the Protestant church. She changed all of that back. She brought back all her father's way of, ruling, like the Act of 6 Articles and all that. And finally, let's go on to her second restoration of Catholicism, which was
The Second Statute of Repeal, 1555. Bubble.
The bubble. The restoration of papal headship. Basically, what the second one was all about, it was kind of just everything that wasn't probably changed in the First Statute of Repeals was changed, and the Mass in Latin was restored, and married clergy. They had to again give up their family and kind of really commit to what they were doing, and also medieval heresy laws were also revived, and the monarch was the supreme head of the church. So basically everything was back. Now we're going to look at how successful was Marian settlement. How successful was it actually? Okay, so historians see the Marian settlement as a failure, an aberration in the march towards Protestantism that began in 1529. Protestantism had already established that it would be impossible for Catholicism to be restored in England. So therefore, it was a failure because Catholicism was so already, used. Protestantism was so established. Everyone was very familiar with it, so it's hard for Catholicism, for Mary to take over and kind of implement different rules and everything. It was really hard for her to do that. Therefore, many people would have kind of rebelled. However, historians such as Hay and Duffy argue Protestantism had a loose hold on population. There was a genuine adherence, which basically means that people already had Protestant ideas. They still had that, view. So, oh my gosh, I did it wrong. Stay there. Basically, people they didn't embrace Protestant ideas, so therefore they could kind of continue with Catholicism. Okay, so that kind of shows you how it wasn't successful because it wasn't successful as Catholicism basically couldn't be restored because everyone, those Protestant ideas. However, Hay Duffy obviously argued that people didn't really have a strong belief in Protestant ideas, and that's it. And finally, I hope you understand a lot about Mary. She was a lovely woman, and I think you all like her. Bye.
And guys, look at the bubble.